And welcome back to the channel. Today is not going to be anything about a model or collectible. It's about what I think is one of the better shows of the late 1980s. And it's called War of the Worlds. It only lasted for 2 seasons, but it was good. A little background on it. In 1988, Paramount did a 3-hour block on, well, the only way I could watch it was on my mom's uncle's satellite, and he had one of them 10-footers you put out there, and he let us come over and watch War of the Worlds. There's 3 shows: War of the Worlds, Friday the 13th, the series, and Star Trek: The Next Generation. Like I said, this one is basically a sequel to the 1953 movie. That's cool. That's cool there. Which we all remember, if you watched it, that with the what supposed to have been the Martians coming to Earth, invading, and it was based on H.G. Wells' classic novel War of the Worlds, but they didn't use the tripods they did in another movie. We'll talk about that one here in a few minutes, but that has nothing to do with the series. They use what they call the war machines. And they were attacking Earth. There's a movie poster from it with the aliens and stars and the war machines. The 1953 movie starred Gene Barry and Ann Robinson as the main characters. I couldn't remember their names if I had to right now. Okay, and I'll talk about these guys a little bit more. And there's a rendering of the then aliens. Okay. And at the end of the movie, you find out what supposed to have been the Martians could not that they were they couldn't handle human germs, so they supposedly died. Which in 1988, as you can see there, Paramount did a first run syndication of the series, and it was a sequel. And it says the resurrection. After 35 years, they're back. This time they mean to win. And you find out the aliens weren't dead. They were just in suspended animation and stored in metal cans in a nuclear dump, and revive when a terrorist tried to take the nukes, nuclear waste. And well, that scene's later with the war machines attacking. And there's the stars of the first season. And they didn't go around looking like the aliens. They took over human bodies, but since they're radioactive, the human bodies would break down, and then they had to go get more. And these three are like the leaders. And you find out they're from a planet 40 million light years away called Martax. And there they are, them three. They got to wear these special suits to stay cool, or the radiation will burn them too. And then there's another picture of Ann Robinson. She was in like, I think 2 episodes of in the first season, and then never seen again. But we'll get back to them again. Okay, the show, I can't talk. The show stars, and there's only 2 that were famous at the time. He was Martin Jarrett or something like that. He was better known playing Dusty on Dallas and other Love Boat and Fantasy. I think it's a Fantasy World or Island, or not the Mr. Work one. Fantastic Voyage. That's it. Linda Mason Green and Richard Chives, and he was in The Predator with Schwarzenegger. And they find out the aliens are back alive and are attacking, and this is them 3 attacking basically Area 51 or whatever you want to call it, where the government was storing the war machines. And then for some reason, not everybody remembers the war, and it's some kind of and they didn't go down the street like in the good old days. And of course, this is all pictures, and came from either Facebook or Google. I just wanted to state that before I get in people start saying, but Dogfather, you stole that. No, I borrowed it. But back to this, I like that picture. Shows the original Martax going down the street and with the war machines in the background. And there's another one. And every week was basically the aliens trying to find a way to take over the planet. Maybe one of them's Pinky and the other one's the brain. Shh. New dog. And there's the leaders again. This is another picture I took off either Google or Facebook. I can't remember. And there's another poster of the alien hand over the earth. And there's the guy in the back there of the 3 main. He was like a electronics person. He could track down the aliens' phone home devices. And that's a picture of an alien right there in the middle. And they work in pairs of threes. There they are. Jarrett, I was right, Jarrett Martin. Or did I say Martin Jarrett? Okay, Philip Atkin, that's this guy right here. Jarrett Martin, him. Richard Chives, that's this guy right here. And Linda Mason Green right here. Well, like I said, these two were better known than the now later on he would be on Highlander for a season or two. And, well, that has something to do with season 2. But, yeah, these two were more famous. Like I said, he was on Dallas playing Sue Ellen's lover. And Fantastic Voyage. And he was in Predator. What was his name? Philip Atkins. Postman Paralyzed. I can't remember their names from the show. I apologize for that. But she had a daughter, and they lived in a secret government base. And that's a cool picture of the hand like coming through the earth. Here, let me enlarge that for you. And that was a book tie-in, which is how I watched the first episode. I read it. Now you can, I'll wait till the end. And there's a threesome there. He's like a big, Richard Chai plays like a military man, while these two were scientists. And there's some like TV guide stuff where they're alive and they scream, we're alive. 35 years ago, the aliens invaded Earth. Tonight you'll discover they never left. And the first episode was 2 hours. Launching the pilot. That's a good, nice picture there. And you hear Jarrett Martin over there. The first time they wanted the Earth, now they want our bodies or something like that. It was a Iron Horse. That's the name. That's his name. Iron Horse. Colonel Iron Horse. Now, when season 2 came, everything changed. It became more dark and gritty. The world's economic collapsed and everything's gone to poop. And well, you see, he grew a beard, but they still got the daughter. And you find out in the first episode that Colonel Iron Horse was killed, along with this Philip Atkins character, when the secret base was destroyed. Look, I'm talking to my viewers, doggy. And they added a new character, an ex-military man. You might recognize him. He was Duncan MacLeod on Highlander for, 6 years? I think it ran. And that's how I found out who he was. Now these are the Martaks, and they didn't have to take over human bodies when they came to Earth, and they must have caused the economic. Look, guys, I'm not going to play with you. And everything's more grittier. Hold on, please. Okay. Now, he would not carry a gun in season 1. I've not watched season 2 in a while lately, so I can't remember. He was like, and like I said, what's his name in real? Adrian Paul, that's it. Who would later become the Highlander. Yeah, he worked for Iron Horse until he was. And then, but he's got a gun, she's got a gun, and of course, what they did with the original Martax, when these guys came to Earth, they got rid of them. They destroyed them for failure. And the war machines were never seen again, neither was Ann Robinson. And there's another picture of the cast, including Adrian Paul. And of course you can go on Amazon and probably buy the complete series. I think this is the box art I got for mine. But you can, if you got YouTube, which if you're watching this video you do, you can watch the seasons 1 and 2 on YouTube. And it's like a guilty pleasure for me for watching it because I really enjoy it. So, now back to these two, Gene Barry and Ann Robinson. Tom Cruise and Steven Spielberg did their version of the War of the Worlds with and faithful to H.G. Wells' novel with the tripods. And at the very end of the movie, why are you eating a t-shirt? Hey! Put my dang tank top down. The Gene Barry and Ann Robinson showed up as Tom Cruise's in-laws at the very end of the movie. That was it. They didn't have no speaking line. They just opened the door where Tom Cruise was trying to protect his kids from the alien invasion, and voila, you got the cameo of cameos. And the show ended, there was no cliffhanger, nothing like for season 3. They did end it right, and so there's another picture of the original from the War Machine from the original movie. There's some concept art. But tell me if you watched the show. Leave a comment. Tell me you watched it. Like I said, it's on YouTube. If you want to get caught up, watch it again, or like I said, the only thing you gotta do is put in the search engine War of the Worlds TV series, and boom, there it is. And if you enjoyed what you saw and you ain't subscribed already, I'd appreciate you if you subscribed. Give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. And leave a comment. Tell me if you watched it or not, like I said. And until the next video, I'll see you out there. Bye-bye.